Alright, I can see two ways to do this video. The first one is to be long and verbose and to show my agility and my my ability with the English language, nay, to make the English language my to handcraft an argument that will stand the test of time for eons and generations to come. Or I can just be crass and crude and get right to the point. Yeah. A bunch of you guys have been asking for a rehash of FPS 5. No, I'm not doing the picture-in-picture thing for legal reasons, but I ain't doing it. Reason is I think the video pretty much stands on its own, and it doesn't need any further explanation or, it doesn't need me to explain anything about it. But then again, a couple days ago, I got this post replying to FPS 5, and it just was a gentle reminder that it's been, what, 4 or 5 years now? And I'm still getting nasty grams, I'm still getting threats, I'm still getting physical threats. I mean, I'm still getting death threats, too. No, I'm not kidding. Some guy told me if I showed up the Badlands, he'd take a handgun to the back of my head and blow my head off. And then the mods at PB Nation deleted it. Rock on, guys. So apparently, it's not over for you guys because, oh, he attacked one of our disposable heroes. Oh my god, I gotta do something. I'm gonna lash out at this guy. So you guys want to know what the point is? Fine, let me lay it down for you fairly briefly. Point number one, almost every referee under the age of 18 is a complete and total useless idiot. And all the keyboards at PB Nation are now firing up, and everybody's gonna start yelling at me about that. Fine, bring it. For the most part, an 18-year-old referee does not want to be there. The only reason that he's there is because this is a cheap-ass summer job that he doesn't really want, or he's on a tournament team that's being sponsored by the field, and he would really rather be playing, but no, I gotta watch all these noobs, and I'm bored out of my ass. Oh wait, I got a text message here. Let me answer my text message while the game is going on. No, I'm not kidding. That's actually happened to me too. Plus, younger kids, if you get an older guy showing up, or if you get a celebrity who shows up, they're more often to be so enamored by this guy that the other guy can just get his way, which actually leads me to point number two, and that is the rules are the rules are the rules. So what happened that night was one guy was being allowed to act pretty much like an and I didn't know who the hell he was. I didn't give a that he played a tournament ball. I didn't give a who he was, what his story was, what his history was. All I knew is that the referees were allowing him to act like a complete and total and the only reason I found out who he was later is because I had asked one of the employees, what's this guy's story? Come on, tell me, who is this guy? Because of his perceived status, he was allowed to act in a specific way throughout the entire evening. And the problem was that when the referees allowed his actions to go like that, and indeed when the referees displayed that they had a complete and total disregard for their own rule set, it basically started a slippery slope, and people were just starting to push the rules further and further and further, and it spun completely out of control. Which brings me to point number 3 of that night, and that is that when you let the inmates run the asylum, it does not work. Okay, fine, there's a couple of exceptions to the rule. There are a couple times where you can actually have in paintball games where you don't need a referee. And I've had the pleasure of having been in a bunch of those groups myself. But for walk-on play? No. You need a referee for walk-on play. You need somebody who's going to have the intestinal fortitude, then they're going to be able to say, no, you cannot do that. And for the most part, 18-year-old referees are not going to have that ability. Dude, I've had to pull 2 guys apart because they were fighting on a paintball field while the 13-year-old referee was screaming at them at the top of his lungs to stop fighting. Oh yeah, that was working really well. And there are so many more lessons from that night that I could go into on that, but I'm really not in the mood to because, honestly, it's a Monday night. And it's pump night down at the paintball field, and I would much rather be shooting people with my pump gun than talking to you guys about an old video that doesn't need my defense. But that's just my opinion.